Supposedly, the Rothschild family have a net worth of $250 billion when their various assets and companies are taken into account. With so many members and so many vast fortunes, though, skeptics believe they could be worth well over $1 trillion. The most prominent members of the family, who are assumed to have significant individual wealth, are regularly absent from Forbes' list of richest people in the world.
And I think we need to stop measuring it just by what's going on with the overall value and how are these assets being used to solve real-world problems. And I think time and time again we're seeing more and more real use cases solving real scaled problems where blockchain technologies can reduce friction measured by cost and speed in a way that I think improves the overall economy.
Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. News update on Ripple and XRP.
Hey guys, I'm here to share a few very exciting updates. First, I'd like to announce probably what I would consider the most promising developments.
But before we go on, I have an important update for you guys that might not be news to those familiar with the channel. I'm talking about none other than the gold secured currency platform, which will fetch you some excellent returns, but only if you invest with them. GSX, or Gold Secure Currency, is an innovative cryptocurrency that combines all of a cryptocurrency's best elements into one secured coin. This crypto project, with an asset backing of a secured asset trust currently estimated to be worth over $7 billion, can facilitate growth like a traditional cryptocurrency, and they just announced its biggest mining update so far.
Claims are situated in Zimbabwe. The first is about 100 miles north of the capital, Harare. The second is close to a town called Mahaka.
The Gold Secure Currency's parent company has thousands of acres across South Africa with two huge claims in Zimbabwe. The first is situated near the mineral-rich suburbs of Makaha with a significant gold reef that will allow for much easier mining and much more substantial amounts of materials to be mined daily.
Other land claim consists of 2,500 acres close to the town of Karoi. Small samples have been taken for testing and results have confirmed the presence of gold and copper as well as other minerals on the claim. We have already filed all.
The second, near Chinhoyi, is estimated to have a landmass of around 2,500 acres of land rich in minerals, gold, copper, and other valuable metals.
Claims are situated in Zimbabwe. The first is about 100 miles north of the capital, Harare. The second is close to a town called Mahaka.
In addition, the firm is investigating other claims that have potentially large deposits of materials used in lithium battery manufacturing. The next few months will be some of the most exciting months for GSX. Right now, the price for this digital asset is significantly low, hence it represents a tremendous buy opportunity and a very low-risk buy-in, as these projects will go a long way to get the value of GSX to $1 in no time.
Because it would allow us to mine opencast, which would essentially allow us to extract substantially more material per hour than mining traditionally with a shaft.
The team behind this coin has recently been progressing in a separate project in Zambia that will incorporate a prominent local player and significantly add more value to GSX. So, how much investment potential does GSX have? Looking to get your hands on some? Well, for more information, the link to the company's website and other valuable information will be in the description. So guys, countless times we've talked about the weird relationship between the Rothschild family, one of the largest and most powerful families in the world, if not the most powerful, and the US-based fintech startup Ripple Labs. But first, we must establish the facts on whether the Rothschild family got involved with Ripple at all. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell as well before we move on. Now, throughout history, the founding fathers had always engaged in similar investment interests, and these similarities and common interests later developed into the current feudal rivalry that exists between corporations. And the case of such founding families like the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, and the likes is not in any way an exception. In this article in Fortune magazine in 2018, it says, "It all started with the Rockefellers, now it's taking on crypto." This piece talks about the Rockefeller family's involvement with a cryptocurrency platform known as CoinFund through the family's venture capital arm Venrock. And just as history would always repeat itself, other well-established families, such as the Rothschilds, are not to be left behind.
We built 44 great houses. It was a very important family in the 19th century. They were hugely successful bankers and world-renowned for that. So it seems to me important that one of those houses remains in all its glory with its collections intact, and two, that it's open to the public who should see part of the history of our family and part of the history of this country now.
Searching through Quora, this one here says, is there a cryptocurrency owned by Rothschild? And the first response is yes. First, the Rothschilds own almost everything. Their wealth is truly incredible. Second, there are several authoritarian and centrally controlled fascist companies and projects in the cryptocurrency space. Almost all the exchanges, certainly including Coinbase, which is the largest, and every KYC project. Specifically, it's clear that Ripple XRP is a corporate project for corporate banks, largely owned by the Rothschilds et al. Having read that, I decided to go in a bit more in depth. So, is the Rothschild family involved with Ripple and XRP? And if true, how will the Rothschild family affect the cryptocurrency world if they are in crypto? To put it in simple terms, the Rothschild family is believed to be the richest family in the world. They've been involved in international banking since the 18th century and now have many descendants all over the world. However, according to this document, the Edmund Rothschild Fund, published in March of 2018, indicated that Edmund de Rothschild, a distinguished branch of the Rothschilds family business, is a parent company to SBI Group. And down below under key contributors, this document mentions Ripple alongside the details of its partnership with the group. Then you might ask, who or what are SBI Holdings? SBI Holdings is a Japanese-based financial services company, sometimes referred to as Strategic Business Innovator Group or SBI Group for short. So this financial services group, based out of Tokyo, has one of its subsidiaries, SBI Holdings or SBI Group. And if you do a little research, you might find that these prominent families are slowly buying into crypto. Still, they're doing so in the most subtle way possible. And trust me, Ripple and XRP are not far off from their radar. Check this out, guys. The Rothschild family has some of their holdings in SBI, which also invested in Ripple and XRP. Looking through the link to that PDF titled Annual Report and Audited Financial Statements, the Edmund de Rothschild Fund, published in March of 2018, we find that the Rothschild family had tripled its investments in the digital asset space within the span of 1 year through its subsidiary company, SBI Group. And what other digital currency do you think they'll be likely doubling down on? Well, with the mention of SBI Group, I need not emphasize further. Heading back to Quora, I was tempted to ask this one last question. Is the Rothschild family involved with Ripple and XRP? From the responses, we find this. Not directly as such, but there have been various articles over the years linking companies owned directly or indirectly by working with or using Ripple and or XRP, which isn't a big deal. The Rothschilds have countless ties in finance, and Ripple is working with countless banks and financial institutions. They're bound to bump into one another. Also, just for the sake of good information, David Morton Rintoul has also offered an answer to this question. His list of key people at Ripple contains more names of the people who are no longer at Ripple and haven't been for years than people who are currently at Ripple. Well, should they get involved and go back to the question on how this exceptionally powerful family will affect the crypto market? I don't know. What I do know is that they're already involved in the space, deeply involved, more than we know. And it's only a matter of time before they take over the world, once again taking hold of the entire fintech landscape through cryptocurrencies like Ripple XRP. And why are these families buying into overseas companies, funding these companies from behind the scenes, and through these companies they're buying into some of the most innovative crypto projects out there? This way they can buy into companies like Ripple without attracting the public domain. Listen to this, guys.
Rothschild have always been able to keep a very low profile, right?
I wouldn't say that their profile, but no, I don't think so. After all, if you build 44 houses and are very successful, very active collectors, very active in all walks of life, I wouldn't say they kept a particularly low profile. I think nowadays it's lower.
It's lower.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah. Why is that?
I don't know. I think because we don't need it. We don't feel like it. I don't think there's any kind of thought out reason for it. But why should we be in the public domain?